Self-respect is a prerequisite for respecting others. So fundamental to every other skill we learn: effective communication, resource allocation, whether it's finance or not finance, and self-care, all rest on basic self-esteem, self-respect. So, thinking about what Marlene said first, which is that we all learn and we can all be taught life skills. I'm going to take this head on. How do we learn this? Is this a skill? Can it be learned? The answer is yes, yes, and yes. So how can every living, breathing human being learn to respect oneself? The clue is in the question. We all breathe. It is how we breathe throughout our lives that determines its quality. All emotions and thoughts affect our well-being, primarily through the quality of our breath. And I'm going to say that again. All emotions and thoughts affect our well-being, primarily through the quality of our breath. So today I want to do a little exercise. It's a first step to illustrating how we build up self-respect and avoid being disrespectful to others. So, in the manner of teachers who are here, and of course I'm not a teacher at all, I want to do a little class exercise, if I may. Can we all sit up in our chairs, please? Give this a bit of attitude. I want to do a 7-Eleven. At one of these shops that you buy your groceries at? No, not really. It's taking a full breath, 7 count, hold, and breathing out to a count of 11. So, here we go. Taking in, okay, I'm looking at my panel in particular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hold, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have no breath left. So let's just see how this ties in with our self-respect. And me, being that typical sort of, never mind the touchy-feely stuff, let's get out there and get A's, you know? Let's dig down into what happened in our bodies. So imagine a difficult situation. It leads to fear, maybe anger, disappointment, or maybe anxiety. You feel it in your body, right? Yeah, I do. And somehow, it is when we snap at others, when somehow we feel we've lost it. What is this? Each thought or feeling produces a physical reaction, because each feeling is a long-chain amino acid released into the bloodstream. It lasts for 6 seconds. That is the bit that I thought was absolutely mind-blowing. Just 6 seconds? You know, one emotion, we can go on about it for days. How is it that it just lasts for 6 seconds? And at that moment, there is that slight feeling of being destabilized. But we are efficient little machines. So what does the body do? It tries to get its equilibrium, and it tries to send out this difficult set of chemicals through the lungs gas exchange process. Yes, I know there's a doctor in this audience. Am I doing this right, ma'am? So, if we have a chance to help the body, we can. Notice the discomfort and take in a big lungful of air. 7 counts. You're filling your lungs. You're providing as much oxygenation potential as you can. Hold for a second. You're giving the gas exchange process a good fighting chance, right? And then for a long 11 counts, empty your lungs. For the body, you've helped it take out the garbage. That's what you've done. For the mind, you've avoided an immediate, unthinking reaction and given yourself a few seconds thinking time. You can form an intention and respond as you choose. That's the beginning of self-respect. If you are uncertain, and very often I'm uncertain, you can do that 7-Eleven again. And then you've given yourself enough thinking time, you can do what you think will best resolve the situation. You can decide to go for a win-win solution. If there's more than one party involved in the situation, you can choose to resolve something with mutual respect intact. Yes? It's because of that breath that you've given yourself the choice. If you teach children to practice doing a 7-Eleven breath, you are teaching them a skill which they will use all their lives. Absolutely all their lives. And then I thought to myself, I need to tell a story about when I last used it. And I thought I could talk about fear or anger or disappointment. But actually, it thought to myself, do you know what? It works just as well when you are truly humbled. I went out, I formed a 4-part life skills course, and I took it out to the local labor department, and I thought I was teaching it. Yeah? First part of it was mindfulness, just watching the breath. Coming back, if your mind wanders, bring it back gently. Yeah? So there was my experience. I thought I was teaching this, right? I was piloting my life skills course with a Waterloo job shop. Now imagine this typical type A person that I still am in many ways. Never mind all that stuff, I'm going to do this well. I'm going to do this absolutely right. And I was sitting in the moment and I was asking them, if your mind wanders, just bring it back gently. Just mind the tone that you use, yes? The tone is really important. And then one day, one of them said, that's my soul, isn't it? That's the soul asking my mind to come back from the thought and watch my breath. She paused and said in a wondering voice, I'd never noticed it before. The class was quiet. Nobody spoke. And then someone whispered, and thus we see the silence within. I was too moved to speak, but my heart was singing. I just had no voice. You know the next line, don't you? So I did what I know how to do. I took in a breath for 7 counts, and I expelled it for 11. And then I smiled. That was sufficient comment. You see, it works for moments of joy too. If all of you went out and taught just another person, that would be the beginning. And I believe that if we can breathe through our grief, if we can breathe through our moments of loss, if we can breathe through our fear, if we can breathe through our anger, if we can breathe through, particularly when the little ones are, breathe through your disappointment, then we would be making a completely different world. I look at you and I say to myself, there's hope for that world. Thank you for being here.